Hello students, welcome to today's class. Today we discuss the topic current electricity. So we are all using many electrical devices which work by electricity. We cannot imagine a world without electricity. So this electricity is of two types. One is direct current. So direct current in short form we will say DC. Another one is alternative current. Short form of alternative current is AC. Direct current and alternative current. In the case of direct current, the magnitude of current remains same and the direction of current also remains same. But in the case of alternative current, the magnitude of current varies and the direction of current also varies. That is why it is called alternative current. Here we see some of the sources of direct current. Direct current is classified into the sources of direct current. The sources of direct current that is classified into two types. One is primary cell and another one is secondary cell. So primary cell and the secondary cell are the two types of direct current sources. Primary cells and secondary cells. So basically a direct source of current consists of two electrodes which are separated a certain distance and they are kept in a liquid which is called electrolyte. So there is an electrolyte and there are two electrodes, and due to the chemical reaction the one electrode becomes positive and another one becomes negative, and when these electrodes are connected to each other there is a flow of electrons. So primary cell and secondary cells are the two types of sources of direct current. In the case of primary cell, the electric charge is produced due to the chemical reaction. And in this one, chemical reaction is irreversible, one-sided chemical reaction. So due to that, the electric charge is produced. Chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. But in the case of secondary cell, the chemical reaction is reversible. Chemical reaction is reversible. And during charging, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy, and while using this chemical energy is again converted into electrical energy. When two bodies are rubbed with each other, the electrons drift from one body to another body. The body which is having excess of electrons, that becomes negatively charged, and the body which has a deficiency of electrons, that becomes positively charged. And when these two bodies, so with a different concentration of electrons, these bodies with a different concentration of electrons are connected each other with a connecting wire, then the electrons will flow from the body which is having more concentration of electrons to the body which is having less concentration of electrons. So the flow of electrons is from the body which is having more concentration of electrons to the body which is having less concentration of electrons. And this rate of flow of charge, that is called current. The rate of flow of charge, which is called current. So current is equal to charge upon time. This Q denotes charge and T denotes time. So current is equal to charge divided by time. Current is equal to charge upon time. So this rate of flow of charge, which is called the current. And now we write this charge, that is same as the electrons, number of electrons. We can also replace Q as N into E upon T. So Q is replaced as N into E. N stands for number of electrons and E is the magnitude of charge of one electron. N is the number of electrons and E is the magnitude of charge of one electron. The magnitude of charge of one electron, that is minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. So that is a charge of one electron. So the current is equal to charge divided by time. Now we will see the SI unit of current. The SI unit of current is ampere. SI unit of current is ampere. The SI unit of charge is coulomb and SI unit of time is second. When 1 coulomb of charge flows in 1 second, then current is said to be 1 ampere. So that is the SI unit of current. When a charge of 1 coulomb flows in 1 second, then current is said to be 1 ampere. So this is the SI unit of current. Smaller units of current are milliampere and microampere. 1 milliampere is 10 to the power minus 3 ampere and 1 microampere is 10 to the power minus 6 ampere. So these are smaller units. Now let us see some of the electrical components which are used in an electric circuit and the symbols which are used for representing them. So in this picture you can see some of the electrical components used in a circuit. So this is the picture of a Leclanché cell. Leclanché cell is a primary cell. It has one positive terminal and this is negative terminal. So this is the diagram of a Daniell cell. So this is also a direct source of current and it is also a primary cell. So having positive terminal and a negative terminal. Then this is a storage cell. So this is also a direct source of current. So this is a secondary cell. Then this is a key. Key is an on-off device. There are two terminals. Then this is a rheostat. This is a rheostat. This is a variable resistance. By using this one, we can vary the resistance of the circuit. Then this is a resistance box. There are a number of resistances. So it is also a variable resistance. The next one is an ammeter. This is the diagram of an ammeter. So it has one positive terminal and a negative terminal. So this instrument is used to measure the magnitude of current in a circuit. This is an voltmeter. It has also a positive terminal and a negative terminal. This instrument is used to measure the potential difference. Then this is a galvanometer. It has also a positive and negative terminal. Then it is used to detect the presence of current and direction of current. So these are some of the electrical components which we use in an electric circuit. Now these are the symbolic representation of source of current. A cell. This is the symbolic representation of a cell. One longer line and one shorter line. This longer line indicates positive terminal and shorter line indicates negative terminal. Then a battery. Battery is a combination of cells. There are a number of cells. Longer line indicates positive terminal and shorter line indicates negative terminal. And this is the symbolic representation of an AC source. Mains, that is an example of AC source. This is its symbolic representation. So, key. This is the symbolic representation of different types of keys. So this way we represent when key is open. When key is open means current is not flowing in the circuit. This is a plug key, and this is its symbolic representation when it is open. Open means the current is not flowing. And when this plug key is closed, then we put a dot inside it. So it represents the key, plug key is closed. When it is closed, that time the current flows. So this is the symbolic representation of a switch key. So all these are used to on and off the circuit. This is a open switch key when current is not flowing. This is a closed switch key when current is flowing. This is the representation of tapping key when it is open. And this is a symbolic representation of a tapping key when it is closed. When it is closed, that time current is flowing in the circuit. This is a rheostat. Rheostat is a device by which resistance in a circuit can be varied continuously. So it is used to adjust the magnitude of current in a circuit by changing the length of the resistance wire included in the circuit. So it consists of an enameled constant wire. Enameled constant wire wound in the form of a coil. Wound in the form of a coil over the asbestos pipe. It has 3 terminals, A, B and C. On terminal A, one end of this wire is tied and the other end of this wire is tied to B. So here there is a rod and a jockey which can be slided over the brass rod. By moving this jockey, we can change the length of the resistance wire included in the circuit. The length of the wire included in the circuit is more is the resistance. So this is a variable resistance. The resistance can be varied by moving this jockey over the brass rod. Now we see a load. An appliance which is connected in a circuit is called a load. So a bulb is an example of a load, or a fan is an example of a load. A heater is an example of a load. Anything which consume electricity, that is a load. So this is the symbolic representation of a load. Then we also use connecting wires for connecting different electrical components. This is a simple electric circuit. In this electric circuit you can see a cell, switch and a bulb, and for connecting this bulb to the source we use connecting wires. For connecting these different electrical components we use a connecting wire. Connecting wires are generally made up of copper or aluminium. They are good conductors of electricity. So this is positive terminal, this is negative terminal, and a switch has 2 terminals, and this is a closed circuit. It is a closed circuit because these terminals are connected each other. The current is flowing in the circuit. So this is a simple electric circuit, and in this electric circuit the components are a bulb, a switch, and a source of current. So this is an electric circuit. This is an electric circuit. In this electric circuit you can see the various components. This is a bulb, it is a load, and across this load an voltmeter is connected. So voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference across this bulb. Then here you can see an ammeter. This is the symbolic representation of ammeter. This is the symbolic representation of voltmeter. This is symbolic representation of key, symbolic representation of cell, rheostat, etc. So ammeter is a device which is used to measure the magnitude of current. So key is used to on and off the circuit. Cell is a source of current. Rheostat is a variable resistance. By using rheostat we can vary current in the circuit. So this is an electric circuit, and its a symbolic representation and its uses. So this is about this electric circuit. Now we see insulators and conductors. What are insulators? The substances which do not allow electricity to pass through them are called insulators. The substances which do not allow electricity to flow through them are called insulators. Examples of insulators are plastic, rubber, wood, glass. These are all examples of insulators. Now what are conductors? Conductors are the substances which allow electricity to pass through them. All metals are good conductors of electricity. All metals like copper, silver, aluminium, these are all examples of good conductors. Then the next one is electric circuit. What is an electric circuit? We have already seen what is an electric circuit. The electric circuit, in an electric circuit there are many electric components and there must be a source of current. The path along which electricity flows, that is called an electric circuit. And electric circuit is of two types, open circuit and closed circuit. What is an open circuit? So open circuit is a circuit in which the current is not flowing. When the switch is off, that time no current is flowing in the device. That time it is called an open circuit. And what is a closed circuit? The circuit in which the current is flowing, that is called a closed circuit. When the switch is on, that time the circuit is closed. That time current flows through the circuit and the circuit becomes closed. So today we discuss these topics like sources of current. Two types of sources like primary cell, secondary cell. Then two types of sources of current are direct current and alternating current. Examples are direct current. And direct current sources are classified into two types, primary cell and secondary cell. And we have also seen the difference between primary cell and secondary cell, and also examples of primary cell and secondary cell. Then we have seen current, its definition, its unit, etc. And we have also seen various electrical components and their symbolic representation. Seen the various electric components like key, then ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer, etc. And also we have seen simple electric circuit, closed circuit and open circuit. So these are the main topics which we have discussed today. So next class we will continue this topic.